Respect to the spirit of this series, I'm not going to waste any time. Instead, I'm just going to jump right into it. Ninja Kamui is straight fire, boys. This show is gas right from the opening. It wastes zero time throwing us into some of the craziest combat choreography I've seen in a minute. I was shouting, pissing off all my neighbors as this man started serving hands faster than Hannibal Lecter at a potluck. And keep in mind, this dude is not the main character. He is a literal nobody that we see for one scene, and they got him acting like Season 1 Nanami. And if you got the balls to go this hard right out the gate, then I know you're not going to let up. And so far in these first 2 episodes, they've absolutely delivered. And if the title wasn't hint enough, I'm going to just warn you now. Don't come up in here expecting this show to be the next Death Note or Steins Gate. You want plot? Go text your ex. You want story? Read a book, nerd. But if you want an anime that makes you want to bump hyperpop and fight homeless people in the streets, then this is the one for you. Seriously, the story here is pretty basic. It's a classic fridge the wife and kids setup that doesn't do much new in that department. I mean, the brief period of them living in Nebraska was honestly pretty cute and wholesome, but it was evident the whole time what was coming. However, similar to the John Wick series, it takes a well-traveled plot and makes the action so crisp and hype that you can't look away. This series won't be rewriting storytelling as we know it, but it's the kind of show you can hang with the boys and just go crazy over. The fights are well choreographed, and it's brutal, without being so shocking that it becomes hard to stomach. It's a simple, well-done revenge tale with a main character that's likable enough that you're rooting for him, and are left excited to see how he takes down this overpowering organization that he's up against. And while there really isn't any mystery to why he's been targeted or who's behind it, I think the baddies are cool enough opposition that I'm sure we'll get to see several creative and honestly just badass foes for him to be faced off against on this revenge tour. With only 2 episodes out, it's hard to say if this series can keep its foot on the gas and truly cement itself as one of the best anime of early 2024. But it's done enough so far to make me believe in it and have me wishing Saturdays would come sooner so I can get another hit of that combat high. If I have any concerns for this series, it's the use of jutsus early on. While I don't think this is going to be a long-running show, I hope they don't lose their minds on the power scaling. I think so far the abilities he's used have been sick and grounded as well as superhuman abilities can be. But unlike Naruto, which keep in mind is one of my favorite series of all time, I really hope this story stays being about ninjas. I don't want it to become another Dragon Ball Z clone and the characters to power up to literal gods like so many battle shonens tend to do. While I'm sure we'll see the magical abilities of characters in this show continue to expand, I hope they manage to maintain the gritty, street fight feel the action in it has had so far, because that's what I love about it. It's something I think certain fights in Jujutsu Kaisen have done well, and it's what I love about my favorite fight of all time, aka Obito vs Kakashi. I like when we see a show actually put effort into fight choreography, and instead of relying on flashes of light and uber animated abilities to add a cool factor, I love fights where it feels like we can truly engross ourselves in every blow and every move. Ninja Kamui's combat feels like a knockout, drag-out fistfight. The attacks feel personal and deliberate, and I absolutely love that. I hope as we continue to see more deadly and dangerous foes that they lean into capitalizing on these fighters' skills and abilities instead of just making it dueling spirit bombs. Aside from that, I'm curious to see how much of this world the series explores. One of my favorite parts of the John Wick series was the concept of the Continental and this network of infrastructure and resources the assassins utilize, the rules of engagement upheld by them. In episode 2 of Ninja Kamui, we got a taste of our lead's connection with this doctor who patched him up and seemed to have provided the equipment that had altered him and his family's appearances. I hope he isn't the last connection we see as our main character throws himself back into the fray of this world that he had left behind. I'm also curious to see what role these FBI agents will continue to play in assisting him in all of this. We haven't learned enough about them to really speculate on much from their motives to how crucial they will turn out to be, so I'm excited to explore it. All in all, I know we're still in the early stages of this show, but I honestly can't recommend it enough. If you like action or even just have an appreciation for detailed animation, I think you'll have fun with this one, and I think you'll be left wanting more just like me. I think it's streaming on HBO Max as well as coming out weekly on Toonami, so take about 15 minutes out of your day and go give these episodes a watch. I know good and well your weeb virgin ass ain't got anything better to do anyway. You can go 1 hour without H anime. Believe in the me that believes in you, and check this shit out. That all said, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm Teller, aka That Hero Fury, and I'll see y'all in the next one.